Welcome to lesson 120, the final lesson of the book. The last lesson to do in Algebra 1, and then you're done. Congratulations, you made it through. You survived. I knew you could. So today we're going to do something fun. We're going to do box and whisker plots. And you already know how to do everything that is required to do a box and whisker plot. You're not going to have to learn any new math. This is more of an arts and crafts project. Okay, you're just going to learn how to draw something cool. So we are going to jump into number 120.1. 120.1 says, shown are the salaries of 12 mathematics textbook editors in thousands of dollars. Construct a box and whisker plot of this data. Okay, so I like to use a stem and leaf plot in order to arrange and analyze my numbers. So I'm going to start with my stems, and based on the numbers I'm looking at, you have 10s, 20s, and 30s. So I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I can make my leaf section, and this is the ones place. So I have, let's see, I have a 25, a 23, a 35, a 33, 29, 31, 18, 21, 27, 19, 24, and 28. Those are my salaries in thousands of dollars. So the editor that makes the least makes $18,000 a year, and the one that makes the most makes $35,000 a year. So the next thing to do is to put these in numeric order. So I can do this one down here really quickly. I just need to swap the 1 and the 5. Okay, and this one's already in numeric order. So now I'm just going to trade places with these. All right, so I'm going to write my 5 down here, remove it, and put the number in its place that goes there, which is 1. Okay, do the same thing again. I'm going to swap out my 9, and I'm going to put the number that goes here, which is the 4, and remove it. All right, now the 5 goes here, and the 8 goes here, and the 9 goes on the end. Awesome. Okay. So now that everything's in numeric order, we can draw our box and whisker plot. And all we have to do to draw a box and whisker plot is start with a number line. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now we're going to analyze our data. We're going to look at the lowest score and the highest score, and we are going to make a number line that represents those or covers those values. So let's start with the least number is 18. So let's start at 15. Okay, so that's 15. And the highest number is 35. So let's go to 40. Okay. So between 15 and 40, we are looking at a 25, is that right? Yeah. 25 points difference divided by 5. That's 5 marks is what I need. So I need 1 in the middle, and I need 2 kind of thirding that each way. There we go. All right, so that should be 20, 25, 30, 35. Oops, I didn't do that right, did I? You know what, though? I'm not going to redraw my lines. Instead, I'm just going to put in different numbers. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That's good enough. This doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be close. So now I have to put in my lowest score. My lowest score is 18, so it's going to be kind of right about here. So you put in a dot for the 18. Okay, now we have to put in our highest score, which is 35. So we come up here to 35, we come right up above it, and we put it about level with this one. That's our highest score. Now we need to find our median. And we had 12 salaries. So we're going to go divide that by 2. That's 6. So we're going to take the 6th and 7th number, add them together, and divide by 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 25 and 27 added together. That's 52 divided by 2 equals 26. So 26 is our median. So we're going to go right next to this 25, come right up level with these other dots, and there's our median. Okay? So now we're going to find the median between 26 and 18. Okay? And that is going to be, so we have 26 here. So that's going to be 7 numbers. So we can get the fourth number, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 23. So we come right in the middle here and we get 23. Okay. And now we're going to take the fourth number from the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 29. And we're going to come right here and we're going to make our third median. Okay. All right, so we are going to now draw our box plot. So all you do is you take a line and you go through the second dot, over, up through the fourth dot, oops, and across. Let me do that better. I still didn't do a great job, did I? There we go. That's a better box. And if I sit here just a minute, I can click on shapes and I can actually adjust that a little bit so that it's just right. There we go. So now I have my box. I'm going to draw a line through my median right here. And I'm going to draw a line from here to here and from here to here. And that is a box and whisker plot. That is all that is. Isn't that cool? So we know what our lowest score was by looking at our chart. We know what our highest score was by looking at our chart. We know what the median of all the scores, and then we know the median of the first half of the data and the median of the second half of the data. That is what this chart tells us. That's all it is. It's just something fun. It's just a cool way to see where the data groups. People use this to effectively see what, if scores are within range. That's something you might see if you take a standardized test. You might see a box and whisker plot here. It's used to determine whether things are within a certain range, an acceptable range, whether you have like a really long outlier. Like if this score was way over here, then that would be out of the ordinary. If these scores were really close in, then that means you get a good grouping of data. So that is what the box and whisker plot is used for. So let's do another one. Let's do 120.2. And the box and whisker plot shows the scores made on the final exam by 150 students. Find the range, median, mode, and mean of the scores. And describe, all right, that was A. B, describe the distribution of the scores. So here is a picture of what we are given. So we have this line, and then we have, this is 100. Let me see how far it goes. So we have 100, we have 90, we have 80, we have 70, we have 60, we have 50, and we have 40. And I'm going to put in 45, 55, and 65. Okay, so we have a dot here, and 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 we have a dot here. And this is our box. Okay. All right, what can we tell by these scores? A, find the range, median, mode, and mean of the scores. Now we know there are 150 scores. That's what we were told. So the range of the scores, our lowest score is, well, first our highest score is 100. Our lowest score is 55. So the range of the scores is 45. Okay, so that's the range. All right, let's find the median of the scores. So the median is the point in the middle. So the median is 80. Okay. And now it says to find the mode of the scores. The mode cannot be determined because we don't know which scores were used most often. All we see in a Box and Whisker plot is the spread of the scores. We can't see the individuals, so we don't know the mode. So that's something you can't answer with a Box and Whisker plot. And then it asks us to find the mean. The mean is the average. Well, we can't find the mean because we can't total the scores and divide them by the 150 scores we know we have. So you cannot answer the mode and you cannot answer the mean with a Box and Whisker plot. The only thing that you can answer with a Box and Whisker plot is the range and the median. That's all we can do. So approximately 1/4 of the scores fall into each interval between any pair of the consecutive dots. Right there. So we say that approximately 1/4 of the data falls here, 1/4 of the data falls here, 1/4 here, and 1/4 here. So that's 4 sections. So what we are seeing is that the tightest grouping, where we have 1/4, 150 divided by 4, that's going to be, 30 and 35. So 35 scores should be here, 35 scores should be here, 35 should be here, and 35 roughly should be here. Actually, that's not right because that'd be 140. So it's probably more like 37 scores, which is okay. So about 35, 37 scores are going to fall into each of these categories. So that means that the average student is going to score somewhere between 75 and 80. Oops. That's a little tight group here. That's all we can really tell from Box and Whisker plot. So they can be a little fun to draw, but they don't provide a whole lot of information. It's more about just sectioning off and seeing where the bulk of people fall, or the bulk of your scores, the bulk of your data, whatever it is that you're trying to analyze. So again, if you are given scores, sometimes a stem and leaf plot is the quickest way to sort the numbers and to find highest and lowest and median and mode. Box and Whisker plot is just going to give us some highest, lowest, and the medians, and then tell us about where the data, the bulk of the data falls. And that's all it's good for. So you didn't really learn anything mathematical, no formulas or anything today, But you know what? That's okay, because y'all have done an awesome job, and I'm really proud of all the work that you've done. So we have one more thing to do, and that will be our final exam. And I will see you guys then.